Last Martin box finally. It is now -13 out there. It was pretty chilly this morning. And there you go. And I was telling you guys the other day on the Ridge Trail, North Trail, whatever you want to call it, I went to a bigger mesh, and it would have been, I couldn't remember what I got for a mesh size. So it's actually, it is 7/16. Well, before I had some pretty tight stuff, and every time it would snow, it would start to accumulate inside the box if it wasn't in underneath a good tree, which a lot of the boxes ain't, because I don't have those big trees around here, right, and the good coverage. But I noticed every one of these boxes with the new mesh on it like that had no snow in it whatsoever, and all the old boxes did. Well, I'm going to throw a big chunk of wood in the stove for the night. I don't know if you can see that from there, but I cleaned the top today finally. And what I do is I just use vegetable oil. I wire brush it, sweep it all off, and let it cool right down this afternoon. And have it all back to normal. I just started the Skidoo, and good morning. It is 8:37. We're going to do a small check today. I don't want to go down the Martin line just yet to the tent frame, but we will have to once the tent is up, because I have to go get the wood slate. The old trapping slate. It's funny, you know, you call it old, eh? That you're not using it anymore, but it's not that old. But I'm not going to get the hitch repaired for it, and I've mentioned this in the past. I'm just going to buy a Yukon sleigh now, and of course I can use that for everything from checking traps to heading to town and everything else in between, even getting wood. They're pretty awesome, those sleighs. And like I said, I've been wanting one for some time, and you don't have to worry about the hitches breaking on those, that's for sure. So I might get one with a, I think with a hitch in the back, and then I'll buy a second one eventually. And they're not cheap. I think it's $2,400 for that one I want. I think it's an 8-footer, just like my yellow boggin. I'm pretty sure. We'll see. Definitely gonna get one though. Oh, the coffee tastes good this morning. And I better think of breakfast, since we're gonna be taking off to the tent frame. I do have some hash browns in there from yesterday, so I'll take those out. Nice big chunks for when I'm gone or the evening. Finally, something for the tent frame. Seems like the morning always gets away from me. I still have my little black boggin in town that's supposed to be out here. So I'm going to bring that back next trip. Make sure all my sleighs are here. Because that's supposed to be at the tent frame for wood and stuff. We're going to have a busy day. Tomorrow, I guess, I'm going to stay here and do this. And then the next day, we're going to go check the traps along the bush and around the tent frame, and maybe if we're quick enough in the morning, get up early enough, get this all done, we could just freeze them and throw them outside, because I can wait for a storm and just board them all, right? As long as they're skinned. I don't care about if they're boarded. But if we get it done before noon, we can go set the west trail. That's what or the east trail. That's the one I really wanted to set. I haven't set that for a couple seasons. Got the pin board. Okay, let's get these Martin off the board now. Since I'm waiting for a cup of tea before we take off, everything's loaded. Trap and sleigh's hooked up. Ready to go. But thought I'd have a tea before I take off. Kind of thirsty. Getting a carabiner. And I'm going to put a new trap in that 120. That we caught the Martin on yesterday when we were heading out to get some wood. Already have it ready here. I don't know why I took the carabiner with me. Should have just left it on the tree. The fish is still in there. I have a 120 on this bush line. I've never caught a Martin here. And finally I did. I used to have 2 boxes on this bush line. And we have seen tracks here before, that's for sure. And I remember when one of the Martins went underneath this box. That was last year. But this time we got him. So let's change that trap out. And we have about, I don't know, 3 or 4 boxes to check before we get to the trailhead down to North Knife River. Looks like old Martin tracks here. But whatever it was, set the trap off. The fish head was stuck in the trap. So I reset it. And it is absolutely gorgeous out. Just need that sky to clear up. Would be awesome. Well, we're at the trailhead. I think I seen wolverine tracks, but they didn't go towards my 330 box on the big lake. And there was also a fox coming this way, but he turned right about there. And I'm glad he did, because in the 220, I have a Martin. So let me get him out of there. Let's see if it's a big male. It looks like a big male from here. Yeah, that's a nice big male. That's awesome. And that's why I put a 220 at the head here. I got a chance for a fox or a Martin instead of throwing another 120 there. So let's pop another 220 in and carry on. Well, we picked up another Martin. It's awesome. We have one more box to check on the way. I think it's 1, yep, before we hit the 10 frame. Wow, we're doing pretty good in the few boxes we did check. It's awesome. And the sun's trying to poke out. So let's get down to the river now and continue to the 10 frame. Let's come along the river. I seen slush ahead of me and I was ready to turn up and I hit it just before I turned. But we made it. We're up top here. So I'm going to unhook. I'm going to drive ahead and see how far this runs. And it has flooded here before in the past. I've seen it, but it was usually up here on the bank where it was hard and we were traveling on it. I have showed you guys that. So let me go along the shore here and see how far it runs. Well, crap. It runs a long ways. I think it's going right around the corner over there. So we're going to have to turn around and we're going to have to go down the Martin line. No choice. Damn. So smooth too. But it'll harden over and it'll be even better in about a week. Okay, I packed the trail, turned around the sleighs, and we're ready to head to the Martin trail. We have no choice. That's Horseshoe Creek. I'm going to drop the trapping sleigh right here, turn around, and we'll head to the tent frame along the marten line. Any marten we get, we'll just have to replace the traps later. Well, that's another beauty right there. First box. And I'm surprised that marten isn't eaten, because a fox was coming down the trail and definitely came down the trail after that marten was caught. So very surprised he's not eaten. So let's toss him in the sleigh and continue on. I'm seeing fresh and older tracks, so marten around. Just the one so far. Connected again, guys. Get him out of there, or her out of there. Move on. Yep, still seeing them tracks here and there. I could see that dark marten from quite a ways. Nice. Doing pretty good for how long the boxes have been in. That's why I didn't want to come down the marten line, because they haven't been sitting that long. But I'm glad I did. These could turn into fox bait. Actually, that marten was caught recently. He's not even completely frozen. So I'm going to guess I caught him early this morning sometime. Well, we're at the wood site, and there was some wood here, and there's room in my sleigh, so I might as well grab it. And I just strapped the marten over there. We might just drop off the gear and go home. It's getting late now, and I still got half of the line to look at, so we'll see what happens. Well, this box was set off, probably weaseled or something, and the bait is gone. So there's no use resetting that until we come back with the trapping sleigh tomorrow or the next day. You can see the fox followed my trail. I'm actually happy I ran in the slush, because these marten could be eaten eventually by this guy. Oh, we picked up another marten. Awesome. Doing good. Looks like a nice size. Not bad. Not bad. Oh, something was at it. Oh, that's damaged, so I'm glad he came down here, that's for sure. I don't see any tracks, so it's probably mice. Got a little bit of belly damage. Oh. Right here. And that fox turned. The fox turned to the open area over here. Otherwise, this would probably be chewed on. I'm gonna stay on the trail. 6 marten so far. Nice. I did not expect that. Oh, I don't have my watch. My watch broke. So used to looking at my watch. I have to get a new strap for it. So I'm going to guess it's around 3:30, 4 o'clock. So I want to get that tent up, so let's give her. Well, we picked up another one. Man, doing really good. I'm glad I came down the line here. Like I said, these could all be fox bait, or fox food, I should say, actually. Well, we made it to the tent frame. That was a productive little run. And let's see how far we get. I'm going to start shoveling right away. And I'm hoping to have a chunk of rope to get that tent pulled up. We'll see how it goes. I think I'm going to overheat with this on. Need a haircut big time. Still can't believe we caught that many marten. Not a bit of time, which is awesome. Careful, slippery. Take your time. No rush. Okay. That peak is in. Remember, we dried this tent already inside the cabin. Not too bad. Not bad at all. Okay. A squirrel, mice, I'm not certain, was kind enough to fill the stove with fire starter. It all came out of there, and I was trying to see how much crap was in there. I thought it was all snow, but it was all grass. Okay, let's get this fire going. Okay, let's make some kindling now. I'll get a few chunks to the back there. And we'll empty this in a bit. I thought I had some kindling in the box in there, but I didn't. And we were right at the wood site. I should have grabbed some small trees. Like, boy, there's a lot of snow in there, and I had the propane tank on top of the vent hole. I was surprised how much snow was in there, but it was all grass with just a little sprinkle of snow on top. It wasn't tarp this year because I forgot the tarp last year, but it looks fine. It doesn't look rusted or anything. Looks good. Pipe chimney is in now. A bit of a musky smell coming off there. The only thing I could think of is the smell of a mink. Whatever was living in there. I'll just wait to put it in the tank. Oh. Right in front of me.
5 o'clock. I got everything tightened. I got the door on, obviously. We're gonna need some strips. So I'll have to cut some or pick some up at Home Hardware. I'm not sure yet. I'll think about that, or I'll go under the deck and see if I have anything. So these have to be taken off and new ones have to be put on, and I gotta bring some drill bits and put these in properly. And that'll close off some of the air coming in. You can see the big gap there where I ripped it off. I was trying to move it forward so I could lock it. But I got it pretty tight now. And we still have to unload the sleigh and bring everything in, so I'm gonna do that right now. I took the wood out already, threw it on the side, and there's one Martin box over here I'd like to check on the bush trail, because we got a Martin right and we're taking off. What if we don't come back till next week? You know, what if you know, something else is going on and it's going to be sitting there for a while? So I'm going to take a quick run over there right now after I unload. I'll bring some stuff in. Before I do that, get the Martin in. I turned around a while ago and wanted to dump the wood close to the cabin. See? Not frozen. Just caught him this morning. He needs to freeze though, in case he has fleas. I make sure all my animals freeze. I've tried it before. And there's fleas on, especially on the white fox. And that's all we need there. I'll throw this in my trapping box along with the hammer, and we're done. Well, that ride paid off. We got another Martin. And I hung my chair there because it was in the trapping sleigh and it's supposed to go to, it was supposed to be left at the tent frame, but I forgot. So let's go see if there's slush this far upriver. Well, we were never coming down that river. The overflows all the way over here, and it continues around the bend over there. Wow. So we'll have to wait for that to harden up. That's going to be like a racetrack. Man, that's going to be nice once it freezes. Okay, I'm all dressed. Time to get back to camp. Okay, we got the trapping sleigh, and I wish it was that light. That phone sure picks up a lot of light. But let's get home now. I forgot about the snare. That's set. Now, let's get back to the cabin. Just tidying up, and I covered the machine outside. Didn't even cover it up when I got here. I was so bloody hungry and thirsty. I didn't even move it either, it's just sitting right here. It's supposed to be nice out, so I'm not worried about plugging it in over there. And even if I did, I could just run the generator right beside the machine and plug the machine in if I have to. No big deal. And also run an extension cord from here out the window. I gotta get a plug. I should have put a plug on the wall here, or on the outside wall. I still can actually. I'll think about that. Good morning. Time to get these traps off. And then start skinning after I have a light meal. Not going anywhere, so I don't have a big meal when I'm sticking around camp. This morning anyway. It won't take me long to skin these. I don't think I'm boarding them. I'm going to board them. We'll get storms in March, so I'll board them then.
take those carabiners, not always, just here and there. There we go. Throw those outside. Let's freshen up this little female. Still have all the martin outside on the ground, so we'll do something with those later on. About halfway done. And once we're done, I'll tie up all the bags outside. They're just wide open so the air can get at them easy and freeze them. And then we're going to split some wood, and I got some other stuff to do. Set all these 120s and get them outside. Get them off the shelf. Been sitting up there for some time. I don't know where my wool setters are. I can't see them in the sleigh. I'm hoping they're just under some storage or something. I want to clean my trapping swale either today or do a quick job in the morning. It won't take long. Sounds like the generator needs to be put on high for a little bit. All the icing on. Notice there's quite a bit of ice in the filter here. Every time I use a jerry can. Good morning, everybody. Just about to take off. It is minus 6.9 out there. This is more than I normally would wear, but it's supposed to be windy this afternoon and start snowing, so we might be coming back in a storm. I'm not sure. And I don't want to take my big jacket. I'll just take this one. I'll be cooking. And we might be coming right back anyway. What if that flood water came all the way down to Horseshoe Creek? And we're not going anywhere. We'll just be turning around, and maybe we'll check the other line on the way back. That's about all we can do if it's flooded. Because I have no other way of getting to the tent frame right now, and that's why we're making the trail from the west side of the creek to the east side of the creek, so we can actually get around there. I don't mind traveling the river, but as you can see, it floods, and that's why you need to stay off the river. It doesn't flood all the time, but I've ran into slush many times on it. Well, I'm all packed and ready to go. Just have to put the bait right there. Those are my two walking poles. If I break down. And I have, I think, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 boxes in here. So we'll see if we can start that new trail today. I'm hoping anyway. But we have to fix a bunch of the boxes up on the way. Remember, we didn't have the trap and sleigh last trip, and I didn't put any traps in the boxes that had marten. Just taking off, and that wind picked up, and the snow has arrived early. Man, figures. Okay, let's get out of here. Just checking out some tracks there. I'm not sure what they are. Could be Wolverine, could be a wolf, I'm not sure. Blown in. I could see there was a fox all around the 330, I think. And I don't see any other tracks. Usually a wolverine will come around here and, you know, dig it up. So maybe it wasn't a wolverine. Yeah, he'd be all over here if it was a wolverine. Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Definitely a fox here though. But those bigger tracks, maybe a wolf. Okay, let's continue on. I got to turn around again. I was driving by here and then I spotted those tracks. I wanted to take a peek, so we got to spin around again and continue on. Well, we're by the wood site, so I thought I'd get some fire starter and just replacing all the traps I didn't replace a few days ago. And I think I'm going to pop out this 220 in between the legs here. Yeah, I might as well. I carry it around, right? It's not doing much sitting there. And I don't have a 220 or a 330 in this area. I was supposed to do that a couple days ago, but obviously the trap and the sleigh was on the river and we didn't come back this way. Okay, that's gonna have to do. I was gonna put it in those trees over there, but that'll work. Not much in between the two lakes here. So good enough. Let's carry on. You can see the old trapping box over there filled with wood, but look at the conditions. If it's bad here in the bush, the tundra will be a whiteout. So we'll see what the conditions are like once we start heading back. Well, it's nice and toasty in here. I'm just thawing some of these gel-in units out. Nice and close to the fire. Get all that ice and snow off of them. And then I can stick it in the corner here and put the stove on and hang the lantern up. The weather sure is changing a lot. It's coming down pretty good. 2 to 4 centimeters, so it's not that bad. Finally some tea water. Can't go down the river because it's flooding. So we'll have to use snow until that freezes over. It's boiling. Right now we just want to set it up. We're just waiting for everything to dry and then we'll drop the rug here. We'll drop the rug. I'll probably set the cot up and put everything together. Might as well. Doesn't take long. I just want this floor to dry good. It's the only reason coming here early and getting everything ready. It's later in the season, but it doesn't matter. I did lots on the north end this year. Like I said, I don't show you guys everything. You can see that's where I ripped the strip off, trying to get one of the screws out because I wanted to move that farther towards the outside, because obviously there's a big gap just like here because those 1x4s were in there. So I'll try to move these right now and get them positioned properly. Oh, temporary. Attempt anyway, make it half decent. Pull this screw and this one. That should pop back now. Yep. You good? Now, do that and then put a small piece in the bottom. Just to stop some of the draft. Cold air from coming in. Coming down a little heavy. You guys can't really see that, but it's coming down pretty good. Once this is set up, I always feel safe. Like the only thing we have to do is get the wood, but we ran out of time. It's getting late now and I wanna head back. It's probably just about 4 o'clock. Okay guys, let's go back. That's enough. The place is all super cozy now. And we'll be back here. Well, we're gonna be here all winter. We have lots to do from here. Trails to make. And another trail I want to straighten out. So that one I want it to go from the back here and it swings out along the bush line and comes onto that one lake instead of having that crappy there's a crappy area there. It's really tight and winding, and I decided not to straighten it. I could see on Google Map that I could just run along the bush line, and then all I have to do is make a trail right here, and that'll keep us out of the wind and of course right in the trees for more marten. Not too bad. Calm down a bit. The wind ain't as high. It's too bad the sun wasn't out like it was, but it still seems bright enough to see the trails, which is awesome. Let's get all this stuff in the sleigh before I get fully dressed. But it sure is nice to have this place set up again for just like it was at Horseshoe Creek. Put a new trap in the 120, and the river looks the same as it did last time, I think, anyway. I'd have to look on the video, but it looks pretty much the same. Hey, let's get out of here and get back to camp. Only thing you can do in these conditions, point yourself in the right direction. You'll never follow the trail. You gotta take your time. I really can't see anything. Oh, I see my trail right beside me, so I'm